choosing a university that's right for you. It's the biggest choice you'll ever make in life. At Barry University, we know that. Barry's one of the oldest and largest universities in South Florida, with over 100 bachelor's, master's, and doctoral programs. Our small class sizes on our 122-acre campus provides the ideal learning environment for you and our NCAA championship teams. Remember, you're not just going to a university, you're going a lot farther in life. So choose Barry University and live a Barry life.
Known as the Conference of National Champions, the Sunshine State Conference has an unrivaled history of academic and athletic excellence. Whether you're speaking about the annual distinction as the top-ranking academic conference in Division II or the continued tradition of competing for and winning NCAA Division II national championships year after year, the student-athletes of the 9 member schools of the SSC are national leaders. SSC student-athletes are also leaders within the 9 Florida communities where our schools are located, and the conference is the only NCAA conference headquartered in the state of Florida. The Sunshine State Conference strives to produce champion student-athletes both on and off the court. We are an association of 9 private institutions located within the state of Florida and offering 16 different intercollegiate sports. We are Barry, Eckerd, Florida Southern, Florida Tech, Lynn, Nova Southeastern, Rollins, St. Leo, and Tampa.
We are the Sunshine State Conference.
The NSCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education of a wide variety that you can go in the world.
Always nice to see who you wander across in the hallways might have a quick word with.
So I think it's exciting to meet youth coaches and high school coaches and even college coaches who are all really passionate about the sport.
It's a learning experience. I think it's invaluable both from a coach standpoint and from an administrative standpoint.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Buccaneer Field on the beautiful campus of Barry University in Miami Shores, Florida, for the NSCAA Game of the Week presented by Turbo Sports. This one, a much different story between Sunshine State Conference rivals Barry University and the Florida Southern Mocs. And alongside my broadcast partner, Dr. Kathy Ludwig, I am Ryan Sudol. And unlike the women's game, Kathy, right now both of these teams sitting at the bottom of the Sunshine State State Conference. But when you have some of those rivalries, and we had a chance to talk about it before we hit the broadcast tonight about how these teams really don't like each other, and when you're also playing to not finish at the bottom of a conference, usually the emotions can run a little higher.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a different place for the motivation there, but yeah, neither one wants to finish at the bottom, and the Mocs have come off a win from over the Bucks 4-1 earlier this year, and the Bucks would like to avenge that loss.
And Barry coming into this game with a record of 5-7-1, 1-5-0 in the conference. Florida Southern just below them in the conference standings at 0-5-2, and their overall record of 4-7-3. So you can bet emotions will be running high, especially with senior night for the Bucks tonight. Again, a beautiful night, 75 degrees and clouds basically everywhere except for directly above the field. Another beautiful evening in Miami Shores, and don't anticipate weather being a factor. The wind played a little bit of a part in the women's game, but for this game and having no chance at really making a conference tournament or any kind of playoff run, really, especially on senior night, you're just expecting the Buccaneers to come out with a little more intensity to try and get that win to help finish out the season. For the Barry University Buccaneers, and if you're just tuning in, the women's team getting a 2-0 win over Florida Southern just a few minutes ago. And now some of the players for Barry University being honored. Number 21, Nico Gerke, also one of the top scorers for the Barry University soccer team.
Our next senior is a 3-year letterman that came to Barry in 2011. He has 13 goals in his time at Barry, including 7 game winners.
And again, for those of you unfamiliar with the college clock and the way that it works, we do count down from 45 as opposed to counting up from 0. There are a few stoppages in clock, but there's no extra time. As soon as the clock hits 0 of each half, play will be whistled dead. And with the senior night festivities continuing, Connor Randall being honored right now, and always nice. And Barry University with a great history of soccer here in the state of Florida. In fact, kicking off in just about a half hour, former Barry University player Mark Anderson will be starting for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers for the North American Soccer League as they take on FC Edmonton up at Lockhart Stadium, just about 20 minutes north here of Buccaneer Field. So a rich tradition, and even though the record doesn't reflect it for the Bucks right now this year, very, very proud history for this team.
Yeah, and it's been a rough year. They started out pretty well, had some players that quit the team, had some issues with injuries, so it's been a very, very up and down.
So to have both of these schools in their in down form, really not too pleasurable for either of them. Again, Florida Southern coming out, their head coach Ryan Snegoski out of Old Dominion, but they play just about 3-4 hours north of here, right off of I-4, and just right now playing out the string for both of these teams this season, but every time you hit the field in a competitive form, always wanting to get that W and avoid finishing at the bottom of your conference.
Yeah, and Florida Southern's had some injuries in the back this year. They've come in with, I think, 7 different lineups in these games, and so we'll look to see if they've got the communication in the back and those issues are solved. Also some freshmen to take a look at when we get going, and we'll point those folks out.
And your starting lineups for tonight for Barry University and the home Buccaneers. Number 2, midfielder Connor Randall. Number 3, defender Michael Fernandez. Number 5, defender Michael Dodds. Number 10, midfielder Mumbi Quiselli. Number 12, forward Patrick Dramola. Number 15, defender Brian Brown. Number 17, midfielder, one of the tougher names tonight, Pablo Georgakopoulos. Number 20, midfielder Jordan Silverstone. Number 21, midfielder Nico Gerke. Number 23, the midfielder forward hybrid Frank Lustig. And the goalkeeper, number 25, Jimmy McGregor. Going over to the other side, and the Florida Southern Moccasins. In goal will be one of the brothers Klingerman, number 0, Cole Klingerman. His brother, the defender, normally wearing number 2, will be wearing number 27 tonight, Clay Klingerman. Number 4, midfielder Kieran Whitehead. Number 5, defender James Gibson. Number 7, midfielder Alexi Cortez. Number 8, midfielder Jonathan Radvogen. Number 9, forward Nico Guevara. Number 14, midfielder Mitchell Francois. Number 15, midfielder Stephen Pratt. Number 17, midfielder Alec Cosio. And number 19, defender Andreas Hagström, one of the Swedish players. No doubt trying to follow in the footsteps, even though he's a defender. The gem of Swedish football, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, playing for Paris Saint-Germain in French League One. And right now the lineups and the walkout being announced, and shortly we will pause for the national anthem before we go to kickoff and start our 2 45-minute halves. And again, we saw a very, very clean game between the girls. Only one yellow card extremely late in the game. Typically, though, when you switch genders as far as soccer goes, you tend to see a more physical and physically aggressive game from the men, and probably going to see more than just one yellow card in tonight's match.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see a little bit more contact, just the nature of the game, of course, with the men, and it really kind of depends how the game goes. If it stays close and if it gets chippy, of course we're gonna see a few more yellow cards drawn.
And for Barry University, the guys up top that we will be keeping our eye on, your lead goal scorers right now, 3 players with 4 goals apiece, Frank Lustig, Nico Gerke, and Connor Randell. So you see some of that senior leadership with Gerke and Randell, and expect to see them try and get the ball to their feet early on. And for the Mocs, you know, again, it's going to be a matter of just trying to play like they're not the last place team in the Sunshine State Conference tonight.
Yeah, and as I said, they're coming off a well-played match where they pushed St. Leo, and you know they're hoping to keep that going. And both of these teams want to finish the season strong and you know get into the spring season on an up note.
And especially the way Florida Southern has come off since 2012, even going back to 2005, getting into the NCAA division rounds, and you know, multiple double-digit win seasons, and then the last 2 seasons in 2013 finishing 5-8-2, and then this year right now sitting at 4-7-3. Always has to be heartbreaking coming off of such a successful run, and you do see that, and that can definitely wear on these kids. Again, we're not talking about 25 and 30-year-old professionals. We're talking about kids that are 18 to 20 and 21 years old that still are very susceptible to emotions and letting them get the better of them on the pitch.
Right, and they're adjusting to the new coach, and this is his 2nd season. So, you know, you see a lot of, again, young players for Florida Southern, and again, you want to have hope that there's going to be brightness in the future.
And right before kickoff here, we will pause for the playing of our national anthem. And we are just moments away from kickoff, getting ready. And another thing to keep an eye on also, the youth of Florida Southern College and the Mocs. They feature 2 of the top 5 freshman scoring leaders in the Sunshine State Conference. Freshman Edward Spansk with 12 points. He's got 5 goals and 2 assists. Also, Kieran Whitehead has 3 goals and 1 assist. And the other, number 4, scorer as far as freshmen are concerned is one of Barry's own, Frank Lustig, with 4 goals and 2 assists. Team's getting in their pregame huddles now. And Kathy, having seen Barry play quite often, how do you see them starting out the pace of play here early in the first half?
Well, when you look at the starting lineup, we'll see how they line up. They've used several different formations right away. Just based on the personnel that's in, they're going to be very, very speedy. It looks like Frank Lustig may be the target up top, and he's going to be in there with Dermola and Connor Rendell and Caswelli on the outside. So there's tons of speed right now.
And Barry University wearing their black uniforms with a red stripe on the right shoulder, red numerals. Florida Southern College wearing their red and white pinstripe uniforms, and going left to right on your screen. Barry University starting out, settling down possession. On the back line, that is Pablo Georgakopoulos. Looks like the captain's armband on senior Nico Gerke's arm. And being settled down and just dribbling in their defensive third. And now upfield, Connor Randell has it poked away. Really not making an effort to push upfield just yet. Just feeling out where that pressure from the Mocs defense is going to come from. I want to thank everybody for tuning in again to the NSCAA Game of the Week. And now that one lined up for Connor Randell.
Yeah, that was Quiselli that came across from the right and drove across the top and almost found Randell on a diagonal run.
Now Cole Klingerman, and one of the brothers Klingerman for the Florida Southern Mocs. He is the younger of the two. His brother Clay, the senior. Cole, a sophomore. The throw in coming for Michael Fernandez. Nice self-dribble by Frank Lustig. A little bit too much contact over the midfield line. We'll set up the first foul and free kick of the day. And Georgakopoulos. Again, I did not misspeak. His first name is Pablo, of Colombian and Greek descent. No doubt both parents wanting to have some part in his naming rights there. And now a chance. This one swung wide to Connor Randell. Heads it back in the box. And a couple of Bucks just collide to avoid any chance of settling it down. This one going to be booted back to Jimmy McGregor. And now sent forward on the far side. Looking for Lustig, goes out past touch.
And nobody doing much possessing here. Feeling out process.
And again, settled back down to Georgakopoulos, and now back to McGregor. And again, a very different pace than what we saw in the women's match, where attack was on from the opening whistle. Right now, the men just trying to catch the Mocs possibly on their heels and settle down and build from the back. But really, not many attempts at goal or at trying to press into the attacking zone. Nice little give and go between Fernandez and Randell. And now with a chance, Lustig swings it out wide, but looks like that was Mumbi Quiselli going to be whistled offside.
That was very close. Nice little touch on that pass. Swelly just couldn't hold his run enough.
And for the non-typical soccer fans that may just be checking in, it's very hard to keep, if you're a striker, awareness of where you are on the field in relation to that last defender, and some coaches liking to run those offsides traps. If you're running full speed to try and get a through ball from a midfielder or a defender, very hard to check up and slow down your runs. Randell on the charge. Tries to swing it across the middle to Patrick Dermola, and Lustig just evades his feet. And now back to Randell, making another good run down the near side. Able to blow by one, and the cross in the middle, nobody there.
Yeah, cross back.
This one going to be bounced back to Michael Dodds, who sends a booming kick.
Needless to say, allowed everyone time to reset.
And after 5 minutes, still scoreless. Klingerman slowly bringing it up, trying to get Patrick Dermola to maybe come and press and open up some kind of lane. That's going to go off of the chest of Alexi Cortez. Cortez not happy, thought he got a little bit of a shove in the back on that play, but right now the center referee allowing play to continue. Cortez, one of the local products from the Tampa Bay area in Largo, Florida, transferred from Jacksonville University. And that going to go out, and it will be a throw-in for the Mocs.
Fernandez wanted to steal the throw in there, but I think that was a good call by the assistant referee.
Also nice to see the center referee, who was right on top of it,
Yes.
try and get that second opinion before angering anyone. And this one to Dermola, trying to get by, breaks into the 18 and just shielded out excellently by number 15, Stephen Pratt, playing that kind of holding midfield position. That will go out past touch for a goal kick.
We're starting to see some of the influence of the speed of the Bucks really getting to some of these loose balls and really sneaking in behind Florida Southern, and it's going to be a chore for Florida Southern in the back all match.
Especially with senior Connor Randell. We've seen him have a couple of good bursts into the attacking third, and just one errant cross and a couple other opportunities, but definitely expect to see the senior make an impact on senior night. Now forward for Lustig. Cleared off the back line, and Corselli trying to settle it down and taken back away by the Bucks and sent forward for the Mocs. And Cortez with a nice little give and go. He's going to have a chance outside the 18. He lines up a shot and an excellent block. And the foul going to be called on Alexi Cortez, and excellent defensive stance by the Bucks back line.
Francois made a little bit of a mangle of that pass in midfield and giving it away, and created another run on the goal.
Perry University right now with the more attacking chances. The one shot, however, coming from Alexi Cortez just moments ago, blocked away by the Barry defense, and that's going to be a foul. Again, the third foul called against the Mocs, just on the attacking side of midfield, but they decide to send it back to Georgia Kopolis. Again, a beautiful night here in Miami Shores. Already saw one Barry University victory today as the women beat the Florida Southern Mocs. Now this one sent forward for the captain, Nico Gerke, trying to break into the box, and that's sent out for the first corner of the day. And it will be from the near side.
There's a lovely little pass there with some underspin on it. Gerke was able to get to it, force Gibson to give away the first corner kick here.
And now Connor Randell lines up, wind dying down with the in-swinger. Gets under it towards our post, and
nicely done.
Nicely saved by Cole Klingerman. Looks like his elbow might have bumped one of the Bucks in the head, and now fighting for it. And a chance, and a shot just goes wide and skips out. Pass touch for a goal kick. What a quick counter.
Yeah, that's the definition of a quick counter, where you just boom the ball down and you end up with a one-on-one. And Fernandez did as well as he could up there, but that was a very, very close opportunity.
And now Dermola. Give and go with Lustig. Now swings it out wide to Quiselli, who's got some room, and he's onside. He gets the cross up and over, and that's going to be headed out for another corner kick. I don't think Stephen Pratt anticipated how much room that he actually had, and instead sends it out for another corner kick to be taken by Connor Randell.
Yeah, I didn't hear anybody talking to him, telling him he had a lot of time.
And Randell gets under this one, not doing much to try and bend it, and this one's sent forward. And another tipped ball will give a corner kick from the far side. Almost getting the volley up there, but goes out past touch for the third corner kick for the Barry Bucks.
So Fernandez is taking this. Obviously, Gerke's a target as well as Dodds.
Right now, the Barry Bucks looking for the in-swingers, and this one's going to bend in a little bit, punched away by Klingerman, and gets another cross in and over, and just gets a hand on it. Unbelievable save by Cole Klingerman. That one was destined for the back of the old onion bag, and instead goes out for another corner kick.
Yeah, fantastic serve from Fernandez. Gerke gets a lot on the header, and as you said, Klingerman had to really get up.
And again, driven across the box and headed forward. And a little bit too much. That was Lustig on the header. Goes over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Nice offensive set there, though, by the Barry Bucks to put the pressure on Florida Southern, but we still remain scoreless.
Yeah, so far it's the Barry Bucks pushing forward with some fairly sustained offense, and right now Florida Southern looking more like a counterattacking team.
And that's sent down the line, trying to be kept in, and it is. Looks like Nico Guevara. Gets a chance and able to get by one. Tries to break into the 18, but can't get by the two Barry defenders. And Dermola chests that one forward. Nice little no-look pass.
Unfortunately, it went to no one, but.
And now Quiselli uses the outside of his foot. Get it back to his defender.
And then the pace slows again. So we're getting some pretty good changes of pace where the game picks up, opens up pretty well, and then the Bucks choose to slow it down again.
And that one for Dermola. Deep in the attacking third, goes off of him and will be a throw-in for Florida Southern. Again, both of these teams at the bottom of the Sunshine State Conference, and with a chance. Excellent slide challenge. Gets this one back up to Jonathan Radvogen, and he lines up a shot and scooped by Jimmy McGregor, able to get a hand on it. That shot from outside the 18, we'll call that a 24-yard attempt.
That was a wicked shot. Really nice play and save from McGregor to make the save, but also get on top of the rebound.
And another quick counter coming forth, and Florida Southern turning on the offensive switch. That one saved and cleared upfield. And Dermola was going to pursue that. Instead, Florida Southern with an opportunity to turn in another counter attack. Chested down by Fernandez. Now quickly back upfield by Silverstone. And Quiselli. Now Quiselli beating two defenders, maybe three, and just miscommunicates with Randell and kicks it out of play.
Exactly, and Randell thought he was going to continue going wide and was clearing the space with the run to the middle, and Coselli read the other way.
Another strong challenge by Fernandez, wins the ball for Lustig. Settles back to his midfield, and Klingerman coming dangerously off of his line, and then noticing that he really had no options, just sent it over to the far sideline. It seems Florida Southern, when they do get possession in open field, the counterattack has been very quick. Give and go, and this one going to go back into the arms of Klingerman, and he's looking for Alexi Cortez, no doubt. Opts to just drop it to one of his center backs. In 16 minutes in, still scoreless at Buccaneer Field between the Bucks and the Mocs. Bucks wearing their black jerseys, red numerals with white outline, and Florida Southern Mocs wearing their red and white stripes, full red backs, dark numerals with white outline as well. Not doing the broadcasters any favors tonight as far as easily readable numbers.
Not at all.
And as we enter the 17th minute of play. And now Coselli lines up a big shot from distance and gets a little too far under that one. I think he had a feeling he was going to try and bend that in towards the far post, and no spin on that one on the top or the side, and goes out for a goal kick.
No, but why not? Why not take a shot at it there? They haven't had many shots on the goal from outside, and again, make the defense step up and stop you. Maybe you can find somebody slipping in behind him next time.
And this one kept in by Fernandez and won by Gerke. Gerke, heavy on the touch for Lustig, will go out for another mock throw-in. Thrown up near the pitch and headed towards the crowd here at Barry University. Again, good crowds for both games. And tripped up a little bit, but advantage being played. And again, won by Guevara, trying to get it up. Taken back away and now up for DeMola. A little shove in the back, but not enough to warrant a whistle. Guevara going the other way. Settles up, and now a chance, and another shot lined up. And deflected. Might have been off of Michael Dodds, but into the arms of Jimmy McGregor.
I think that was Cosio. I'm really impressed with Guevara and his ability to turn and hold the ball under a lot of pressure. 1 and 2 defenders, and he's very quick, obviously, but he's also very strong.
And just you can see some of the speed of these players and their ability to turn while running full speed and settle a soccer ball down is admirable.
Piece of cake, piece of cake. Just amazing, the body control here.
Into the game for the Moccasins, number 6, Mike Courtright, and number 16, Edward Spance.
And 2 substitutions, Michael Courtright coming in for the Mocs, as well as number 16, Edward Spansk. Spansk, one of 2 twins on this Florida Moccasin team. They actually connected for the Mocs' first goal of the season. Always neat stories when you have siblings in sports. As Florida Southern trying to settle it down. James Gibson on that back line. And the switch, and then eventually settled back to Klingerman.
Edward Spanks is the leading scorer for the Mocs.
And a nice through ball, and Spansk trying to get to it, but taken back up by McGregor. And settled back down to Georgia Kopolis. 25 minutes and 20 seconds remain in this first half. Lustig fighting for it, loses that battle.
Yeah, we haven't called Lustig's name very much at all today, and Florida Southern's making sure of that. He's been the guy of late that makes the Bucks offense go, and Florida Southern's dropping around them.
Courtwright passes deep, and now Florida Southern with a chance, and they cross low, and excellent defensive header, and then a shot from distance, and what a diving save! Jumping to his left, Jimmy McGregor. Looked like even after he got his hands on it, that one had eyes for the back of the net, but that is going to go down as one heck of a save for the Barry University Bucks.
Yeah, that was a rip. I think that ripped that from outside. McGregor, that's his best save of the season that I've seen.
And with the outswinger, McGregor able to get a hand on that one and get that one away from danger. And now Georgia Kopolis forward for Lustig. Lustig with some room to run. Able to cut back at midfield and swings it out wide, no doubt. Looking for Caselli. Or maybe even trying to send it a little further to Randell, but Mock's able to win possession back, and it looked like Barry had the advantage early on, but tempo seems to have switched a little bit. Now back to Lustig. And up to Nico Gerke. Just a slightly deft touch and picked back up by the Mocs and quickly running the other way.
Well done by Brown to step up, get in the way of that run.
And Hermola dribbling, trying to get by three. Gets it back to Gerke and back to Dermola. Dribbling into the corner and able to put some pressure on and tries to get a cross over. Draws the corner kick from the far corner. Another set piece opportunity for the Bucks.
Yeah, so just in looking at the way Florida Southern goes forward, the Bucks really don't want to get in a counterattack foot race with this group up front for Florida Southern. I think the Mocs are doing a fantastic job with putting the defense of the Bucks under pressure immediately after gaining possession.
And the in-swinger comes a little low. And Silverstone.
It down so it bounced past Klingerman. Very nice goal. Again, as you said, a fantastic serve in from Fernandez. Left foot and swing in, and Klingerman just had no chance.
And on senior night, the captain, Nico Gerke, puts the Barry University Buccaneers ahead 1-0 in the 23rd minute. 22:05 and counting remaining in this first half, and another excellent steal. This one gets up to Quiselli, and he sends it forward, and a little heavy of a touch, but able to be settled back down by Lustig. And that just a little too strong for Dermola, will go out for a goal kick.
Dermola's asking for it to be at his feet in there, and it was just a misread as to, it's kind of his body was wanting to get the ball in the space, but he was kind of wanting to get it to his feet, so it was understandable miscommunication there.
And Klingerman, again, can't really fault him too much on that missed goal by Nico Gerke. Again, just a picture-perfect cross. Again, from an unlikely spot, close to 40, 45 yards out, finds the head of Nico Gerke in front of the net, and Klingerman would have had to be about 2 or 3 times his size to be able to get anywhere near that ball.
Yeah, it's just a nicely driven.
Over his head and then back into the feet of Cole Klingerman.
Fantastic vision from Fernandez to pick out Dermola there and almost find him with again another 40-yard pass.
Now throw-in coming for Stephen Pratt. Down the touchline and kept in before finally being knocked out by Fernandez. Now we'll bounce over and out past touch. Throw-in again from Pratt. finding the chest of Jonathan Radvogen.
Really quick.
A nice slide by Dermola to try and get that one away, but Florida Southern able to retain possession. Sent back upfield. And settled back down by Barry. We've got a substitution coming. Rory Kay getting ready to sub in for Frank Lustig. Right now on the charge, Dermola gets it back to Quiselli, and Quiselli with the high cross looking for Randell. And Lustig was just about to try and rip a volley, and Gerke back to Dermola and across the middle. And a dangerous chest back to Cole Klingerman.
But he had it all the way. Little bit of a sky ball from Quiselli, and could have done a little bit better with that, but the Bucks again with pressing forward and pressing numbers forward.
And the speed of Quiselli, he gets it out to Lustig. Lustig going to get a breather here in a minute. Quiselli now dribbles to the near side, trying to find some room and settles it back to Fernandez. Those two midfield wings have swapped. Now the Mocs look to counter down the far side quickly. And
Well
poked
played.
away by the Bucks.
Well played from Dottie. Just angle, beautiful angle, little toe poke, out of bounds, stops that counterattack.
Just under 18 minutes remain in the first half. The Barry Bucks leading the Florida Southern Mocs 1-0. And an excellent service in, just a little too tall. And dangerous there for Jimmy McGregor.
A little deflection and ended up right on the line, and McGregor was able to get up and get it. Not too much trouble.
And again, McGregor earning every bit of that zero under Florida Southern on the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, two shots ripped from long distance. As the two very, very dangerous shots from outside.
Both definitely destined for the back of the net, but able to shut them down. Again, McGregor already with 4 saves on the night. And after further review, it looks like the goal that we thought was going to be from the captain, Nico Gerke, it was in fact credited as an own goal. And apparently, no, it was actually credited to Gerke.
We're getting a few different reports here. This news just in. It's still Gerke's goal.
Either way, the result's still the same, 1-0 in favor of the Barry Bucks. Now another big service intended for Dermola, and Quiselli with a chance at the top of the 18 and then just cleared off.
Oh, what a fantastic job to receive that ball. Spanks did a fantastic job under pressure.
And a nice takeaway by the captain, Gerke, and now up for Randell, the senior-to-senior connection, trying to fight for it at the top of the 18, and then finally taken away by the Mocs. And a goofy spin on that one gets away from Mitchell Francois. And now a big boot, and number 16, Edward Spansk, way offside on that one.
Yeah,
Didn't need an assistant referee to tell me that.
No, that was a good one. Bucks communicated pretty well, stepping up there.
And looking at the scoreboard, everything weighing right now in Barry's favor, except for the shot totals, both at 5 apiece. 3 saves for Jimmy McGregor. 5 corner kicks, however, for the Barry Bucks. Some good opportunities coming from those. And now that poked forward for Dermola. Up for Francois. And that one takes an odd bounce before getting back to Florida Southern. And this one intended for Jonathan Radvogen and just
shanked a little bit. Yep.
Just a little heavy, and now we've got some mass substitutions coming. Lustig, Randell, and Quiselli stepping off, and only one substitution for the Mocs. And Esteban Ochoa coming on for Connor Randell, and also Leonel Awaking for Mumbi Quiselli.
Yeah, so Awaken will play over here on the left outside, and Ochoa will play in the right outside.
A nice little pass to himself, Jordan Silverstone.
And Kay will just do a straight swap with Lustig and play a little bit more of the attacking midfielder.
And now on the charge down the far sideline, able to keep it in. Maybe a chance to get across. And away, it will be a throw-in. Deep in the attacking third for the Berry Bucks. And thrown in and poked away, and that will be the 6th corner kick opportunity for the Berry University Buccaneers from the far side.
Fernandez is heading over.
And it is Fernandez going to take the corner kick, already with 1 assist today. He will have the in-swinger. And again, unlike the day game, the wind pretty much died down here at Buccaneer Field. And now he gets under it, and that one curls a little bit. A nice little fancy back heel flick, and he gets it back up to Awaking, and another cross, and a good save, but blown offside is Dermola.
That was a fantastic little touch from Awaken to find Dermola, but Dermola started his run. He was just a little bit ahead of the last defender, and I think correctly called offside. It would have been beautiful, but.
And it was, I'm kind of surprised that I didn't see Awaking line up a shot on target there, because he did have a lot of room to run, but instead goes for the little cute pass that Dermola just put a good touch on. And again, even though it was blown offside, got to credit Cole Klingerman. Now Dermola fighting for it, gets it across and almost kicked back to the keeper, and before he passed it back to his own keeper, wants to be very safe. Indirect free kicks from 2 yards out, typically not easy to defend.
There's a couple of those tonight that are
nice dribbling by Jonathan Radvogen.
So fast.
And again, interesting to see offside whistled there for Florida Southern, but when they do get some open space, the attackers for Florida Southern very, very fast and quick with the ball.
Right, very, very fast. It's tough to read, though. He was tough to read as far as when he was going to play the ball, and I think that had a factor in being called offside there, because he played it a little bit later than kind of he should have. So that's, he's so good at holding the ball that then it makes the runners, movements very difficult to predict.
And now Florida Southern looking to break through on the score sheet. And now a chance up top. This one gets to Radvogen, one of the 3 Swedish players, and just goes wide left. And a big break for Jimmy McGregor as he got beat in the box. And one of the Swedish players for Florida Southern able to put a shot, but just wide of the left post. And Jimmy McGregor able to keep this game scoreless for Florida Southern.
Yeah, it's one of the few times that the Mocs were able to hold the ball along and in the penalty area for the Bucks and work the ball back across and get an opening.
10 minutes remain in this first half. Now being fought for and taken back by Waking. Also trading possession with Rory Kay. McGregor resets again. 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Barry University with the 1-0 lead over Florida Southern. Now Dermola. Nice receive by Lustig, and now up for Waking. He's going to try to get the cross in, but just skips it across the 18-yard box and into the arms of Cole Klingerman.
Speaking of a little bit of wheels.
And then taken back by the Mocs.
Georgia Coppolis was in a good position there and had much better balance than Spanx there and was able to just neatly clear the ball away.
And the rare foul whistle by the assistant referee on the far side. Lead to a Moccasin free kick. Eight minutes remain in the first half. And being dribbled down the far side and bounced up. Possession kept by Florida Southern and taken away by Rory Kay. Now a quick charge and an excellent dribble. Gets it up to Kay, and Kay's trip from behind. Well, looks like number 16, Edward Spansk, may have.
This is the cease and desist warning, but I think the next one might be a card. That was a nice play from Ochoa to get the ball back to Kay.
And Kay with the big boot into the box. That will come up to Jonathan Radvogen. And now Rory Kay able to win it back and trying to stick with it, but taken away by the Mocs.
It's a good job from Edwards Hall to get the ball all the way across the field there.
And it will be Mitchell Francois. It looked like Alexi Cortez may have been initially wanting it, but Francois with the in-swinger from the far corner. Gets under it and puts a little backspin, gets the head to it. And Oatman sends the cross up and over and headed on, and it hits the crossbar and affects out of play.
Ooh.
And all the balls seem to be bouncing in the favor of Jimmy McGregor tonight.
He's living a charmed life. He's as very good job by Florida Southern to keep the ball alive in the box, and anytime you can keep it alive, you've got a chance, and they were able to get a header over McGregor, but the goalkeeper's best friend, the bar, was able to keep that one out.
And got to give credit to number 3, Jimmy Oatman, on that one as well, able to get under while the ball was bouncing and send it back in goalward before finally being cleared away. And just an unfortunate bounce. It hit the crossbar, but keep Barry University with the 1-goal advantage. 5 minutes remain. Rory Kay to back up to Gerke. Nice touch by Dermola. Looked like he might have been shoved a little bit, and he's talking with the referee about that. And the Mocs back on the charge, and Edward Spansk.
Yeah, things are starting to get a little chippy out here.
And from further out, we've already seen Fernandez notch an assist, and about 30 yards out, he will try and cross this in. He gets under it, curling far post and trailing. And that will roll out for a goal kick.
Yeah, the getting under it is the key word there. He did sky that a little bit too much, floated it to the far post. He's going to want to drive that in next time.
And now Padula with the official sub. A little premature on that call. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remain in the first half. Barry University still hold a 1-goal advantage over the Florida Southern College Moccasins. And again, right now we can call this the battle to not be last in the Sunshine State Conference. Right now, Barry University looking very well to hold with that and keep a 2.5 game advantage in the conference standings. Now charging down the far sideline, Alexi Cortez can't get to it.
It's a nice little exchange moving through the midfield there, but he just couldn't get to the end of that last pass.
Now Florida Southern, and a little bit of a shove into the back. A little shock that did not get a chance to hear a whistle. Jimmy McGregor able to swing that back into the 18 and scoop it up.
I think the Bucks will be very, very happy if they can get in to halftime leading 1-0. They've been more aggressive,
Georgia Coppola sent forward. It was bounced by the Mocs, and Padula
There's your foul.
Had it, and now the foul finally blown on Dermola.
And as we talked, I mean, the Bucks have been the more sustained attacking, but Florida Southern had making the most of their opportunities on free kicks and counterattacks.
And with the final 90 seconds, another chance possibly for Dermola. And now a low cross gets to Gerke and just over the bar. Unbelievable opportunity for the Bucks to try and double their 1-goal lead. Instead goes out for a goal kick.
It was an awesome serve in from Ochoa, and Gerke just didn't quite get there to get over the top of it. He had to reach out a little bit and ends up poking it over the top of the goal.
And that's going to be one that when he checks in on YouTube later to watch the tape, he's going to see just how much open net he had.
Yep.
And if the nightmares won't be as severe if they walk away with the win today, but that's always one that you'd like to have.
You're going to remember that.
That goes off the arm of Awaking, but uncontrolled, and now Rory Kay gets it to Awaking and was hoping for a Nico Gerke or Dermola volley. We're in the final 20 seconds and pace having to be picked up. That one skipped out of play, and now probably the last chance for the Mocs. That is Oatman.
10, 9,
skips forward and a nice dribble, and that one deflected away by Jimmy McGregor. The shot on target, and what a beautiful last opportunity by Florida Southern and the Mocs, but an even better save by Jimmy McGregor, who has definitely earned his keep here in the first half. Your halftime score after 45 minutes of play, the Barry University Buccaneers with 1 goal coming in the 23rd minute off the foot of the captain, Nico Gerke, assisted by defender Michael Fernandez, and Florida Southern and the Mocs with 0. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. We'll be right back with more from Buccaneer Field in Miami Shores, Florida. You have been watching live action of the Turbo Sports Game of the Week exclusively on NSCAA TV.
choosing a university that's right for you. It's the biggest choice you'll ever make in life. At Barry University, we know that. Barry's one of the oldest and largest universities in South Florida, with over 100 bachelor's, master's, and doctoral programs. Our small class sizes on our 122-acre campus provides the ideal learning environment for you and our NCAA championship teams. Remember, you're not just going to a university, you're going a lot farther in life. So choose Barry University and live a Barry life.
Known as the Conference of National Champions, the Sunshine State Conference has an unrivaled history of academic and athletic excellence. Whether you're speaking about the annual distinction as the top-ranking academic conference in Division II or the continued tradition of competing for and winning NCAA Division II national championships year after year, the student-athletes of the 9 member schools of the SSC are national leaders. SSC student-athletes are also leaders within the 9 Florida communities where our schools are located, and the conference is the only NCAA conference headquartered in the state of Florida. The Sunshine State Conference strives to produce champion student-athletes both on and off the court. We are an association of 9 private institutions located within the state of Florida and offering 16 different intercollegiate sports. We are Barry, Eckerd, Florida Southern, Florida Tech, Lynn, Nova Southeastern, Rollins, St. Leo, and Tampa.
We are the Sunshine State Conference.
The NSCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education of a wide variety that you can go in the world.
Always nice to see who you wander across in the hallways might have a quick word with.
So I think it's exciting to meet youth coaches and high school coaches and even college coaches who are all really passionate about the sport.
It's a learning experience. I think it's invaluable both from a coach standpoint and from an administrative standpoint.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
And welcome back to the Turbo Sports Game of the Week exclusively on NSCAATV.com. And as we continue through our halftime segment, let's check up on some of the recent rankings announced by the NSCAA across men's soccer and its different divisions. Division I standings, Notre Dame #1 in something, and obviously upset from the loss to Florida State on the football side of the program last week. #2, Creighton. Number 3, UC Irvine. Number 4, Washington Huskies. Number 5, the Syracuse Orange. Number 6, UCLA. Number 7, UNC Charlotte. Number 8, Indiana. Number 9, UNC. And number 10, Michigan State and the Spartans in East Lansing. Moving on to the Division II rankings for the men's side. Southern New Hampshire is the top seed right now. Number 2, Charleston. Number 3, Seattle Pacific. Number 4, Lynn. Number 5, Young Harris. Number 6, Quincy. Number 7, Southern Connecticut State. Number 8, Cal Poly Pomona. Number 9, St. Leo. And number 10, Colorado Mesa. And then moving on to the Division III ranks, Messiah College. Number 2, Trinity University out of Texas. Number 3, Brandeis University. Number 4, State University of New York at Oneonta. Number 5, Kenyon College. Number 6, Franklin and Marshall College. Number 7, Calvin College. Number 8, Loras College out in Dubuque, Iowa. Number 9, St. Lawrence University. And number 10, Wheaton College, also following suit from their women's squad in Division III. And moving on to the NAIA men rankings. Number 1, Rio Grande. Number 2, Mid-America Nazarene. Number 3, Auburn Montgomery. Number 4, Davenport. Number 5, Thomas. Number 6, Ashford. Number 7, Texas Brownsville. Number 8, Lindsey Wilson College. Number 9, Indiana Wesleyan. And number 10, Grandview. Those are your rankings according to the NSCAA. Want to remind you guys to tune in Thursday, October 30th. That's this coming Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. For the other game of the week, it's AUM versus Mobile, again in the men's soccer front. Also want to remind you that you can get any of the games that you've seen on Turbo Sports Group, and this broadcast has been brought to you by Turbo Sports Group, the official video production company and organizing body of the Small College Game of the Week series on NSCAA TV. To learn more about Turbo Sports, visit their website, www.turbosportsgroup.com. Just a few minutes remain until second half action continues from Buccaneer Field. We will be right back with your first half highlights and recap right after this short break. And welcome back to Buccaneer Field on the campus of Barry University here in Miami Shores, Florida. Barry University and the Buccaneers with a 1-0 advantage over the Florida Southern College Moccasins. And alongside my broadcast partner, Dr. Kathy Ludwig, I am Ryan Sudol. We'll run down some of the first half highlights, and there were plenty to be had. Here's one of the many corner kicks, 6 taken by the Barry Bucks in the first half. Another one in swung there, and dangerous punch, but able to keep them off the scoreboard. And then another chance there and an excellent save by Klingerman. There's one of Jimmy McGregor's many saves that we saw in the first half. Definitely earning his keep. And that was a bullet, and another one of Jimmy McGregor's fantastic saves before sneaking into the crossbar. That after the 40-yard cross finds Nico Gerke for the lone goal. And we are actually underway already in the second half. And again, Barry University now going left to right on your screen.
Looks like the same lineup in for the Bucks as came off the field. I'm just scouting around on Florida Southern.
And now quickly on the charge and knocked back up by Georgia Kopolis. Now the long ball for Dermola. An excellent touch, an excellent pass, and now a chance, possibly, but that will go up, out pass touch. And now Rory Kay has some space and tries to send it into the box, and a little heavy. Looks like he had Maurice Padula on his mind. Instead dribbles out past the end line for a goal kick for Cole Klingerman. Again, some of the stats from the first half. 7 shots for Barry, 5 saves for Jimmy McGregor, 6 corner kicks, and 4 fouls. Florida Southern with 8 shots, 2 saves for Cole Klingerman, 2 corner kicks, and 6 fouls. Been a fairly even game.
Bucks were looking for possible handball, but it's the other way around.
And it looks like there will be a handball whistled, and Clay Klingerman, the older of the 2 brothers Klingerman, will take the free kick and a set-piece opportunity. Man gets under, can't curve it towards goal. Headed on, and almost a kick to the face, and they are going to call him for the high kick. The foul on Southern, and Jimmy McGregor avoids some pressure on that last free kick. Now Gerke dribbling up for the Bucks. Settled down by Georgia Kopolis and trying to get it upfield, gets it to Rory Kay. Good touch, but taken away. A little too much of a crowd of Moccasins for him. And now Jimmy Oatman gets by one, and excellent play from being down on the pitch, able to keep his feet and win the ball back for Barry. That was number 5, Michael Dodds.
Yeah, that was a bit of a scramble, but came out on the winning edge for Dodd.
And now Dermola just overruns a little. Didn't really see the foul there on Andreas Hagstrom.
No, I think that was a gift.
And now the cross over the middle and taken back away by the Mocs. And Klingerman trying to dribble up himself. Kay able to win, and now he goes down, but referee telling him to get up.
Just get up, sir.
Been kind of interesting to see the leniency on some of the whistles. going to award a foul and a free kick opportunity. Another chance at a set piece probably for the Mocs.
Yeah, Barry's come out a little bit flat, and the Mocs have come out with some renewed energy.
And Francois with the quick pass tries to get the low ground cross over and cleared out and trying to win it back. And now Francois fighting to retain possession, and now gets a big swing in and plays and right into the hands of Jimmy McGregor. Excellent attack and a different Florida Southern strategy we've seen early on, and looks like that might have been James Gibson on the header right in front of the net and unable to direct it into the back.
Just couldn't get enough on it to be super dangerous.
And now Ochoa swings it out wide and taken away, and the pace quickly changing the other way. Florida Southern sends it back in. 39 minutes remaining in the game. The Mocs still trail Barry University by 1 goal here at Buccaneer Field, again on the campus of Barry University in Miami Shores, Florida. Rory Kay, one of the bigger bodies on the Barry University team, but also one of the quicker sets of feet. He has been all over the field.
And he's a new face this year to the Bucks.
And that one intended for Dermola. Swings back.
Yeah, Dermola's not doing really well communicating where he wants the ball, and people are not reading him.
And now a chipped forward for, looks like that was Brian Brown. On the near side for a throw-in. Brown gets it in. Gerke tries to flick it on, and Florida Southern wanting a handball on that one. And now Ochoa playing around with the defender, trying to break into the 18. He gets shoved down and tripped up, and quickly going the other way for Florida Southern. And Cortez had a chance to find Jimmy. Oatman opts to keep it himself down the near side. Goes out for a throw-in for the Mocs, and pace of play slowed down just a little.
Yeah, one thing to look at here is the Bucks have obviously talked about the counterattacks, and how one way to really slow them down is to pressure the ball here before it gets played forward. And there were 3 Bucks around Cortez there before he was able to play it forward. So it looks like that's one of the strategies the Bucks are going to use.
And the safe boot by Michael Dodds.
It gets out on the street. It's on Northeast 2nd Avenue right now.
I parked over that way, so I might have a souvenir waiting for me after the game.
Yeah.
So we now have a throw-in from Clay Klingerman. Looks like he is lining up for one of the large throws into the box near the 6, and able to be cleared out by Georgakopoulos.
Dodds is good for 1 or 2 of those a game. So.
And always fun to send it out past touch with authority every once in a while. And now the cross through the box. Gerke fighting for it. And the whistle blows and settled down as Barry University wanted the quick restart.
Not really sure what that was about.
Now down the far side. Skipped across the middle for Padula and taken back away by the Mocs.
It's nicely done. Break that pressure.
And Florida Southern in a quick charge, and Clay Klingerman has it taken away. Going the other way, Brian Brown, and Dermola has Gerke. Gerke swings out wide. And that.
Yeah, Waking kind of ran out of ideas over there. I think he was trying to decide to take on a cross and ends up kind of just knocking it out of bounds.
And a shot from distance, and dangerous opportunity there as the goalkeeper, Cole Klingerman, almost backed into his own net, and you saw him with his arms outstretched. Make sure that he did not accidentally back into his goal. Fall into a deeper hole for Florida Southern. Dodd switches up to the middle, and now Rory Kay just outside the center circle. Tries to skip forward and back to Kay, and now the nice give and go with Awaking, and Barry's going to have an opportunity here. Awaking approaching the end line, and that will go out for a corner kick. But good pressure by the Barry Bucks, and now another chance at a set-piece goal.
It was a nice drive to the end line from Awaking, and really a lot of good things happen when you do take it to the end line. And he had Dermola at the near post if he could have gotten that through, but he did enough to earn the corner kick.
And it is Ochoa lining up with the in-swinger from the far side. Again, wind a non-factor this game, and beautiful kick. And again, almost the second chance at an Olympic goal that we would have seen. We saw almost an Olympic goal in the women's game from the opposite corner. And that ball won and then sent forward by Kay, and Dodds gets it forward, and Awaking and Dermola fight for it. Padula able to settle it back down, still in the Buck attacking third. Now on the far side, able to get by one. Now the cross coming in low and knocked up and out of play. Barry University continues to apply the pressure here with 33 minutes remaining in the game.
Yeah, so the Bucks have awakened also, and are back in the match.
I see what you did there.
Do you see what I did there? Yeah. They're back in the match a little bit more in energy and winning balls in 50-50 chances. It's going to be offside, I think.
And Awaking is, in fact, blown for offside. Again, the lone goal so far coming off an assist from Michael Fernandez to Nico Gerke. Gerke, the 6'3" midfielder, the senior from Varenholz, Germany. Actually had a chance to tour Europe at the end of May, beginning of June. Got to see where Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain play, and just the soccer culture in Europe. A little more passionate than some of the fans here in America.
A little bit, although for an American town, Miami's not bad.
And
in the passion for soccer biz.
Rory Kay swings it forward. As we say that, there is a lot of excitement in Florida about professional soccer, especially with the Fort Lauderdale Strikers locally and the Tampa Bay Rowdies up a little north, and then Orlando City getting an MLS team. But now Alexi Cortez trying to break into the 18, and he carries it himself. That should look like it might have been a chance at a goal kick, but it will go out for a corner.
Yeah, it's just a careless giveaway from Brian Brown there on his pass back to Rory Kay, and give the ball up and create that chance.
And also talking about some of the professional squads, Jacksonville also getting a North American Soccer League team in the upcoming seasons, as well as Miami right here locally looking to get one in the MLS. And now the in-swinger, and that headed out of the box.
Miami had one of the largest viewerships for the Men's World Cup in the U.S.
And now a chance at a shot from distance, skips across the box, and that will leave up Jonathan Radvogen, who just sends one wide and out for a goal kick.
He just ripped it through the penalty area. Rory Kay gave up his body to block another one of those. And
in the game for the Moccasins, number 9, Nico Rivera, and number 16, Edward Spence.
And Nico
17, Alec Casio.
Nico Guevara and Alec Casio coming back in for Jimmy Oatman and Edward Spansk respectively.
So it's a little bit more of the speedsters that were on.
Cut that one off, and the Mocs continue to hold possession.
That's better numbers back for Barry on that. Obviously talked about that at halftime, getting numbers back and being ready for the counterattack.
And with under a half hour remaining, Barry University still holding on to that 1-0 lead, but Florida Southern and the Mocs have shown some promise here in the second half, just unable to finish and find the back of the net, partially because of the woodwork and also just because of the phenomenal play of Jimmy McGregor, registering 6 saves, and now Nico Gerke able to get by one, sends it forward for Ochoa. A little heavy, but they're going to whistle him for offside. And that was one of those borderline calls
that was close.
That from this angle it's tough to see, and I guess I'm just going to have to trust the assistant referee on that one.
Yeah.
He looked onside to me, too.
We're all looking at it again. And it was, well, just say it's close. I want to just point to the amazing pass from Rory Cade to get it to Gerke. I mean, that's just an amazing pass to get that to somebody running away from you and pop it up over 2 defenders. So
also nice to point out, we've mentioned guys like Gerke, as well as Frank Lustig for Barry University, and some of the other guys on the other teams, some of the Swedish players. It's always good to see European players playing on American teams. One of the negatives of U.S. soccer is their limit to international players on professional rosters, but it's good to see some of the higher level talents being able to come over and play at American universities and colleges to help develop the game and have our American players playing against some tougher top-tier talent from Europe.
And you know, it's a fantastic contribution to the game and obviously to the culture of the team and the school.
And skipped forward that one for Alec Cosio. And Alexi Cortez settles back in the Mocs now with a big switch down to the far sideline. 27 minutes remaining. And a nice takeaway, and that center referee going to set the spot of where the free kick needs to be. And you can see in between dead ball plays, Barry University just slowly working their way to the spot to try and eat up as much clock as possible to make sure that Florida Southern doesn't get a chance at an equalizer.
You know, we got to argue a little bit who's going to take the kick, where to put it down, you know, all those things take a lot of time.
And it was Rory Kay lining up for it, and a low, strong cross and able to punch it away. Awaking almost would have had a chance at a volley. The box, and a dangerous free kick going to be awarded at the top of the box. Awaking was fighting for it and just able
Everyone's picking up the ball, putting it down. It's here, it's there.
And if you're not going to get a penalty kick, this is the ideal spot for the free kick. And you can bet every inch of that wall for Florida Southern and the Mocs is going to try and get it. 4:56 remaining in the game. Nico Gerke extends the lead. His second goal of the game, 2/3 of the way to a hat trick. And Kathy, just as you were saying how tough it is to bend it over the wall, that's what he did, and Cole Klingerman had zero chance.
And you can see how he just puts a little top spin, bends it. Klingerman didn't see it. I was about to say, you know, the lineup that Florida Southern has in right now is very, very small, and all of those small players were in the wall. So, you know, you gave Gerke an extra maybe 4 or 5 inches to go up over the wall, but that was just incredibly well taken and froze Klingerman. He had no chance.
And just on the other side of the 66th minute, wow. 2-0 in favor of Barry University. Again, one of the negatives of having that wall with 6 or 7 players in it, you really do shield And that's one of the negatives of Cole Klingerman, is he's not as tall as some of the other players on his team and could not see over them. And now we're going to have another chance here. Dermola able to get the head up and tries to chip it over, and Klingerman coming off his line, able to settle it down and clear it back upfield. What a run by Dermola, though.
Yep. It's a fantastic save and a very courageous one to get in front of Dermola going at full speed there. Dermola, he had an opportunity. I don't know if he wanted to head it forward or if he wanted to bring it in off his chest, but he chose to use his head, and it came off a little bit hard.
Now Florida Southern. Padula takes one off the face and out of play, and a similar result in the first game saw the Barry University Bucks with a foul going to be whistled. And the referee been very lenient in who he does and does not talk to. Just whistling fouls and no warnings issued. And I said pregame that we'd probably see a lot more yellow cards and the physicality of this team, and it has been a more physical game, but the referee definitely been very lenient with his whistle.
Or you might get to see, a little bit more.
Padula with the steal, gets it up to Dermola. Dermola approaching the 18, gets in, and the free kick approaching the box. And we will have a substitution.
It's an interesting choice of serves from Rory Kay. Just skied that a little bit.
Into the game for the Buccaneers, number 2, Connor Randell, and number 23, Frank Lustig.
And Connor Randell and Frank Lustig checking back in.
Edward Spanks.
And now Cole Klingerman resetting for the Mocs. Taken back away quickly by Ochoa. Some nice dribbling to get by one. And now Lustig, really quick. What a move, and Lustig tries to send it far post, and it will go out of the arms of Cole Klingerman, but he definitely put a finger on it, and that will go out for a corner kick, and he is pleading his case after he realized that it was tailing away from the post.
Yep.
And he is pleading his case, but he does not have a valid one.
Oh, he did touch it. It looks on the replay like it hit the underside of his arm, but Lustig has just an amazing agility, an ability to get his body out of the way.
And Rory Kay puts one off the woodwork, and that bounces off the post and then headed in, and the hat trick for Nico Gerke.
On senior night.
On senior night, the senior from Germany gets his third goal in the 69th minute of play. What a night. A hat trick, not a feat often seen, but on a night as special as senior night, Nico Gerke. And now Lustig off to the races in the box, and that kicked up and out for a goal kick. And before the game started, Kathy, we were talking about the possibility of two teams that may just be drained from having fairly losing seasons and possibly seeing extra time, but Nico Gerke making sure that he gets home and gets to enjoy his Saturday night.
And we thank him for that. We are in one mind there.
And some of us may or may not be trying to get up to Lockhart Stadium to watch more soccer, but
they shall remain nameless.
Neither here nor there as Padula tries to get a cross back in. And Gerke may be looking for his fourth goal. Instead gets it to Rory Kay. He's onside, tries to get by one, but a clean tackle. You hear the Barry University fans in an uproar, but when you make contact with the ball first, any contact after that for the most part, especially that close to the box and possibly drawing a PK, you're rarely going to hear that whistle blown if ball is contacted first.
Yeah, it was a really good tackle. Took the ball.
And a substitution.
We're going to have a goalkeeper
coming,
substitution.
and we are going to have a goalkeeper substitution. And it looks like Anthony White, the only other goalkeeper on the right, will
Florida Southern, number 1, Anthony White.
replace Cole Klingerman. And in fairness to number 0 for Florida Southern, really not a whole lot you can do when you've got a team playing at the top of their form as you have right now with Barry University and Nico Gerke just playing completely out of his mind.
Yeah, he's obviously motivated on senior night, and his family's here. And with 3 excellent goals, and he just put himself in an excellent position.
And Alexi Cortez trying to skip into the box. And on senior night, Connor Randell getting credit for that last assist to Nico Gerke. Into the box, that one bounced off Rory Kay and will go out for a corner kick from the near side. Looks like that might be Alexi Cortez. Tough to tell from here. In fact, it's number 4, Kieran Whitehead. And he just skies that one through the 18, and Lustig, unguarded, sends it upfield for Georgia Kopolis. And he gets a nice first touch and tries to get it up. It'll go out of play. Will be a throw-in for Barry University.
Ochoa was screaming down the right side of the field figuratively and literally as he was yelling his head off trying to get Lustig to play it and Georgia Kopolis to switch the field over here.
And sent back upfield by Whitehead and deflected, but good pace. And taken back away by Kay. Just one of the stronger players we've seen tonight when he's got the ball at his feet. And what a serve by Kay towards the back line, and an excellent slide tackle to get that out of play and cut down that Barry attack.
Yeah, he's just so solid. Kay is just amazing. Very, very amazing balance.
And they're going to call a foul on Barry, and what a throw. And Nico Gerke was about to possibly get his 4th goal of the night.
Yes.
And kicked up and out of play. The throw-in for the Mocs, and chasing a 3-goal deficit. It's not for lack of trying. And that is most certainly going to be a yellow card, and quickly issued. And that yellow, definitely more a sign of frustration than anything when Rory Kay's been beating you off the ball all night. Lessons right now.
No, and the back line's just having a rough night. Little bit shaky on these set plays.
And now the outswinger coming from Ochoa. And nice defensive header just on the edge of the 6-yard box. And now an excellent pursuit, and that is kept in. Fast touch and is going to deflect off of Ochoa and in favor of Nico Guevara, one of the faster players. And in fact, they're going to say it went off of Nico Guevara.
Oh.
And when you're down 3 goals and you don't get some of those calls, and you can definitely see the frustration settling into the faces of these Florida Southern Moccasins.
Yeah, I think Barry got a nice gift on that one.
And now Gerke fighting for it, and now the referee smiling. Obviously, the kid with 3 goals isn't going to get any favors, and we're no doubt going to see another yellow card.
Yeah.
And
here comes the chippiness.
Yep,
now.
number 5, Michael Dodds, and also number 9, Rory Kay, it looks like. 2 yellow cards issued.
I think Rory said something to the referee there. I'm not sure that he did anything on the foul.
And after about 67 minutes of clean play, now my prediction comes true. And we've seen 4 or 5 yellow cards so far, and just in the last 15 or 20 minutes or so.
Yep, the start gets a little bit chippy.
Nice header out by Kay. And again, that's partially because you're down 3-0 and also partially because you're fatigued and tired of a season. And Kay putting on a shot from distance, almost 50 yards, and wow, almost on target as well. And the new goalkeeper for the Mocs, Anthony White, just trailing that as it went out for a goal kick. And you know, in some of the higher levels of play, you see those goalkeepers when the ball is in the other zone coming way off their line and well out of the 18. And Rory Kay saw that, and he's got a leg strong enough to sneak it by.
Just good vision. Why not take a shot? You've got.
And he got a nasty shove into the back, and I think the center referee may have missed that one.
Yeah, and he got the retaliation.
And as is the case in most athletic competitions, it's rarely ever the person that commits the initial infraction that gets called, but the person that retaliates will always get the call.
Referee thought Lustig was going to go after the player, and he just got up and went after the ball, and I don't think that was a foul at all, and it was just an interesting call all around. And the ref is a little behind it. You can see it again here. I think right here.
And look at that. And the assistant referee was right there and waved the flag. He did not make any contact. So
it's kind of interesting. It looked like the Florida Southern player sort of jumped over and dove.
Now Padula finds a wide open Ochoa in the box. Cuts it back, see what he does with his left foot, and sneaks it under the leg of Anthony White. What a ball. Padula with the assist gets it up to Ochoa in the 77th minute of play.
Goal, number 18, Esteban Ochoa. Assist number 14, Maurice Padula. Time of the goal, 76.
So Ochoa nicely cut the ball back, and I think he got a little bit of a break with White was in a little bit of a deciding to come out or not, and he ended up, going right through the 5-hole there.
And Ochoa just had a completely wide open side of the field. Padula, good awareness, and you can see there he just cuts back on the defender and then with his left foot puts it right in between Anthony White's legs.
So this is the time of game that you worry about as a coach when it starts getting this ragged, and you want to get players playing the ball quickly. Don't hold the ball. You don't want to get any. Crazy fouls.
And much like the Padula to Ochoa before finally finding the back of the net on senior night, nice to see the junior and the sophomore connect. And we've seen the seniors doing their work tonight. Again, Nico Gerke already with the hat trick. So it's nice to see what the future of this team has for the next couple of seasons. And you saw some of the speed and the awareness of Padula there, as well as Ochoa's speed. Padula, a local product out of Fort Lauderdale. And Esteban Ochoa from Tamarack. And after a really slow go, even though the first goal coming in the 23rd minute, the first half, a couple of good pace changes for Barry and Florida Southern, but this second half has been all Bucks.
Yeah, and the difference has been Rory Kay and Nico Gerke in the midfield and just getting the Bucks into the attacking zone very quickly, finding the open player.
Nice takeaway by Brian Brown, has Padula again. And a quick layoff to Brown. Brown with the cross over and skipped in, and almost a goal and maybe even an own goal on that one after the cross, and Nico Gerke was looking for another one. This one skips through to Brown. Brown with another low cross and a diving save. Anthony White jumping to his right, able to shut down that attack. And at this point in the game, when you trail 4 goals, you got to take the small victories when you can get them. And And now Oatman back in the game, has that knocked away. Looks like Cameron Hansen may have in fact checked in for Barry University, and now taking a shot from distance and sailing over and into the tarp. And out for a goal kick. Another substitution coming. Now if you're the coach of the Mocs, you're going to try and get some of your younger players in to get some experience, knowing that you really don't have much of a chance to climb out of this hole.
And get everybody in, get some playing time.
And important to note, much like Florida Southern's women's team, there is a lot of youth on this Mocs team. So again, looking forward to the future. Number 18, Mark Swearingen checking, and now Padula from the top of the 18 lines up a shot and wide. Anthony White did not get a hand on it, but Padula maybe took a touch too much on that one.
It wasn't quite balanced when he took the shot, so he wasn't able to get the shoulder square to the goal and kind of shanked it out wide.
Senior night
down, and then he kind of went into the fetal position trying to protect himself
and got tangled up, and that's okay. Keeping face with what can be expected to be called in American soccer.
I guess so.
And with just under 8 minutes, this one sent towards the net and almost poking out and cleared out.
And guess who cleared it out?
Number 21, the captain, Nico Gerke, making contributions on offense, and that's going to be too much of a trip up Garan. And now the referee blowing the whistle in the direction of Barry University, but did not see the Florida Southern player that kicked it away off of the spot.
Yep.
If only these refs had eyes in the back of their head.
They only had eyes. Sometimes I swear they do, but.
And now Padula is back in a direct cross, getting to Randell, and just over the end. And Gerke with the fourth goal of the night, probably. It will be interesting to see if Randell gets
already in. I don't know.
If Randell maybe will get credit for the goal. Let's check the replay.
Number 21, Nico Gerke. Assist number 2, Paul Randell.
The 83rd minute, and let's see as it skips across the pitch. Randell gets it up, and that's
Gerke,
close.
yeah.
I think we're going to have to give that one to Gerke.
Gerke's trying to point to Randell and say that it was his ball, but I don't think it was across the goal.
It was for sure destined for the back of the net either way, but if it's any part on yours, but I think Connor Randell is going to be just happy enough with the 5-0 advantage as well as the 2 assists that he's going to have tallied tonight.
And I think, in fairness to Nico, that I think the keeper Wright was diving for it, and I think he just wanted to make sure it went in the goal.
And now Florida Southern, when you fall into a hole this big, for the most part, you're just going to try and save some face and erase that 0 from the scoreboard, but Barry University shows no signs of breaking on that back line. They've bent a few times tonight, but Jimmy McGregor has just been outstanding.
Yeah, and until we get Kay, Lustig, and Gerke to kind of take over the midfield, it was McGregor and the post and the bar that really was keeping the Bucks in the game.
And now the captain's armband transferred to defender Brian Brown. And after Nico Gerke getting that outstanding ovation, as any soccer player or footballer should get after a 4-goal outing.
What do we have to get him? We get him hats for hat trick. 4. I think we owe him a pint, I think.
Well, that's doesn't have his birthday listed I'm just
We'll
going to
see.
have to assume that he may not be 21 yet, although in Germany you don't have to be
That's
to have a good pint.
I will, I'll buy him a Coke.
It's mighty noble of you, Kathy.
Yes, I'm going to dig deep.
But again, as a broadcaster, always fun to see some of these higher goal outings. We were joking with some of the people in the sports information office about blowout games not being that exciting, looking at some of the college football scores that we've seen today, and you really never get tired of seeing scoring in soccer, especially for the American fan that complains that they don't score enough.
That we don't score enough. There's Connor Rendell getting his ovation as he gets subbed out.
On senior night. Kicked back forward in the Mocs. Just hoping to run this clock out and not do any more damage. But Barry University definitely pleasing the home crowd tonight. But the Mocs with a chance, and a whistle blown and frustration shown. And the quick restart by Georgia Coppola skipped across the box and blocked off the line. Another strong defensive stance and skips through the box and out for a goal kick. 4 minutes remain. Barry University with a 5-0 advantage over the Florida Southern College Moccasins.
And Barry fans are just glad to be seeing goals. You know, it's been a while since they scored 4 goals. I think they scored 4 against Johnson and Wales and had 3 against Rollins. Otherwise,
also 3 goals in the first game, September 4th against North Georgia. So
goals are nice to see if you're a Buccaneer fan.
A beautiful night here at Buccaneer Field, and an excellent cap to the night to get to see a 4-goal performance. Again, seeing a 2-goal performance is usually a treat as a soccer fan, and then to see the hat trick is even better. And what an absolute treat to see the 4-goal performance by the senior Nico Gerke on senior night, the 6'3" senior from Verenholz, Germany. Not sure where in the country of Germany that is, but I do know it's about a 9-hour plane ride.
Well done by Garon there.
And Padula with a good turn and pass, and with a chance to add a 6th. And now flicked over to Awaking, a wide open Awaking in the box, and tries to make one, and Quiselli back in and skips it across. Looks like it was intended for Padula. As we approach just 120 seconds remaining. And out of reach, and with this 5-goal lead, you're probably going to start seeing the players slow it down just a little bit and keep their legs, knowing that this result is well in hand.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's really good hustle from Silverstone to see him pressuring up still with, 5-0 lead and 2 minutes left. And, they know they're playing for more minutes later in this season and minutes for next year.
And possession just being traded near the far sideline, and no doubt that ride back to Lakeland up I-75 and down I-4. Not going to be a pleasant 4-hour drive for this Moccasin team.
It's been a tough conference season for Florida Southern, both the men and the women.
And we have 60 seconds remaining before Barry University claims victory here at Buccaneer Field in Miami Shores. Sent upfield, bounced around, and 40 seconds if they want to try and remove this clean sheet from Jimmy McGregor's record. registering 6 saves today, and most of those coming in the first half. And you also have to credit that back line of the Barry Buccaneers because they have not let anything get through to Jimmy McGregor here in the second half.
Yeah, they've done that. They haven't allowed any corner kicks or free kicks either, so really shut them out.
And Awaking trying to get one last chance at net, and ball fought for, and a last little shove at the end is going to conclude tonight's NSCAA TV Game of the Week presented by Turbo Sports. Your winners, Barry University over Florida Southern College by a score of 5-0. We'll have a wrap-up for you in just a moment. You're watching the NSCAA Game of the Week on the Turbo Sports Network.
Choosing a university that's right for you. It's the biggest choice you'll ever
make in life. At Barry University, we know that. Barry's one of the oldest and largest universities in South Florida, with over 100 bachelor's, master's, and doctoral programs. Our small class sizes on our 122-acre campus provides the ideal learning environment for you and our NCAA championship teams. Remember, you're not just going to a university, you're going a lot farther in life. So choose Barry University and live a Barry life.
Known as the Conference of National Champions, the Sunshine State Conference has an unrivaled history of academic and athletic excellence. Whether you're speaking about the annual distinction as the top-ranking academic conference in Division II or the continued tradition of competing for and winning NCAA Division II national championships year after year, the student-athletes of the 9-member schools of the SSC are national leaders. SSC student-athletes are also leaders within the 9 Florida communities where our schools are located, and the conference is the only NCAA conference headquartered in the state of Florida. The Sunshine State Conference strives to produce champion student-athletes both on and off the court. We are an association of 9 private institutions located within the state of Florida and offering 16 different intercollegiate sports. We are Berry, Eckerd, Florida Southern, Florida Tech, Lynn, Nova Southeastern, Rollins, St. Leo, and
Always nice to see who you wander across in the hallways, might have a quick word with.
So I think it's exciting to meet youth coaches and high school coaches and even college coaches who are all really passionate about the sport.
It's a learning experience. I think it's invaluable both from a coach standpoint and from an administrative standpoint.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
And a beautiful night here from Buccaneer Field on the campus of Berry University in Miami Shores, Florida, that saw the home Berry University Buccaneers win 5-0 over the Florida Southern College Moccasins on senior night. And the big story tonight, again, Ryan Sudol, Dr. Kathy Ludwig with you, the 4-goal performance by senior Nico Gerke.
Yeah, he saved his best game for last, it seems, and that's a rarity in college soccer, and he's going to enjoy this for quite a while.
And just saw the free kick goal that he put forth, and again, just bending it over the wall. Very impressive for the second goal. That one unassisted, coming in the 66th minute. Just a beautiful strike over the wall after the foul right at the top of the box. And then the first booking coming in the 68th minute for Florida Southern. Then the 69th minute, the very next drive, you saw Nico Gerke get his hat trick completed on the assist by Connor Randell. And then the 77th minute, you saw the junior-sophomore connection between number 18, Ochoa, and the pass from Padula to make it 4-0. And then finally at the end, it looked like it was going to be a goal for Connor Randell, but Nico Gerke unfortunately taking a little bit of a selfish header and getting it just as it went over the arms of Florida Southern. Will move to 4-8-3 overall, 0-6-2 in the conference. And with that win, Berry University and the Buccaneers move to 2-5-0 in the conference and 6-7-1 overall. And a nice night to close out on senior night, a beautiful night here in Miami Shores. And on behalf of our production team, Turbo Sports Group, and all of those at NSCAA, and for my broadcast partner, Dr. Kathy Ludwig, I am Ryan Sudol. Once again, your final score from Buccaneer Field, 5-0 in favor of the Berry University Bucks. So long from Miami Shores.